I think it's important that we talk about the order of operations. Now, I know you guys have probably all heard PEMDAS, 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 and that always stood for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Well, I'm going to tell you today GEMDAS, and I'm going to explain why. I changed one simple letter. I changed from a P to a G at the beginning. I did that because instead of saying just parentheses, I'm saying all grouping symbols. So you might be thinking, well, what else is there other than parentheses? In our grouping symbols, we have things like brackets and fraction bars as well. By the way, I have this in the back of my room, so if you're ever sitting there saying, the order of operations, how's that go? Oh yeah, just turn around and look, and it's right there on my board. See? So let's start breaking them down. So first we can see we have our grouping symbols. That means the first thing we do if we see any sort of expression or equation is we look to see what grouping symbols there are. That could be parentheses, brackets, the fractions, etc. Once we've completed everything that are inside of our grouping symbols, we move on to exponents. If there are no exponents present in the problem, just like if there are no grouping symbols present in the problem, then we just go on to the next step. Now we have multiplication and division. When doing multiplication and division in our problem, we always go from left to right. Meaning that if we had division and then multiplication, that's okay. And finally, we have addition and subtraction, again from left to right, meaning that if we have to subtract before we add, that's okay. So let's try this problem here together. So as I'm looking at it, what's the first thing I need to do? So here are my grouping symbols. In this case is parentheses. So I need to go ahead and do what is inside of those parentheses, which is 5 times 4, which is 20. The next step is for us to do the exponents, which we do have right here. So 5 squared, which means 5 times 5, is 25. Now at this point, I would recommend we rewrite what's left so that we don't get too confused. So we still have 100 minus 50 divided by now 25 plus now we have 20. So let's recap. We've already done our parentheses, we've already done our exponents, so our next step is our multiplication and division. As you can see in the rewritten problem, we don't have any multiplication, but we do have division. So we can go ahead and do that, and we know that 50 divided by 25 is 2. And now I'm going to rewrite again just to make sure I don't get confused. So I still have 100 minus now 2 and then plus 20. And now all we're left with is our addition and subtraction. But like I said in the previous page, we go from left to right with this. We do not add 2 plus 20 and then subtract that from 100. Instead, we needed to say 100 minus 2 is 98. Now let's bring down the rest of it, plus 20. Now we do the addition, and we say that 98 plus 20 is 118.